Hi, everybody. Talon, say hi. There you
Hello.
go. Welcome to, this is Viking Diplomacy, and then this is an after action report, which means, well, which normally means that the game is over, but I died, so the game is actually still happening. While we're recording this, there's 2 years left in the game, um, so we'll cover up until where the game is now, and then the rest will be a mystery, and you'll have to go fucking figure it out. Be excited for someone else's after action report, maybe the winner. I don't know.
I'm the winner. It was me
Yeah,
all along.
yeah. And Talon has never played diplomacy,
I have no clue what's happening.
and this was, I think, my fourth game of diplomacy.
I see Saxony, and that looks like a good country because it sounds like saxophone.
It does
Oh, but
sound.
Hamburg's there. Nothing against Hamburg. I just chose a place to hate on.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so I'm curious, which of these powers do you think is like the strongest or the weakest? Has the potential to be the strongest or the weakest?
Well, Alfheim sounds kind of like a Lord of the Rings thing,
Uh huh.
but I feel like Sweden has the best chance here.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because, well, given where Sweden and Finland are today,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'd say either one of those has a pretty good chance.
Okay. Um, so there were 2 rounds of signups. When you signed up, you got to pick the power that you wanted to play as.
Mhm.
And I originally chose Finnmark
Okay.
because it meant I would have few neighbors and no one would be coming at me from like 2 sides, basically.
Okay.
So it felt pretty defendable, and I wanted to play it.
Mhm.
I
That
I was not the only one who wanted to play Finnmark.
I see.
There were like 5 other people.
So did you not get
I
Finnmark?
did not get Finnmark.
That's unfortunate.
And by the time the second round of voting came along, every single border country had been taken.
Oh.
So I was left to pick like between the scraps in the middle.
So did you get Gulfland here or whatever?
Oh, Gotland.
Gotland?
Uh,
Yeah.
no, Gotland is these 4 islands
Uh-huh.
and surrounded by what? One, two, three, four, five, 6 people. That looks like the least defensible position in the world.
Yeah.
I chose Kvenland.
Oh. That's not terrible, but you do have that little bit that's all the way across the sea from the
I
other
am
part of your country.
I am split. Um, but my thought was Finnmark will probably build fleets and will probably just go along the coast, so I'll probably be safe-ish from the north.
Mhm.
Karelia will probably be busy fighting Finnmark and just won't bother me.
That's true. You do have the big distractions that could go for each other,
Yes.
as opposed to wanting to head for smaller countries
Like
first.
Halogaland goes probably along the coast with fleets, Hordaland, same thing. Like I'm probably safe because I am the only person with easy early access to this
Yeah.
bit of water.
It looks like your two biggest competitors are these central countries like Finland and Sweden.
Yes. So my original thought was like, okay, I befriend one of them and I go to war with the other and I'm happy.
But
And it,
what if they're thinking the same?
well, yeah, of course they are. But um but I
that
it's not important right now.
okay.
Um
Not a very defensible strategy, but
so this is the starting position of the board. And we got to choose which units to build. There's 2 units in diplomacy. There's an army and a fleet. An army
Uh-huh.
goes on land only, and a fleet goes on water or coastal provinces only.
Okay.
So, given this position, what do you think I'm building?
Uh,
And I can build in the territories that are marked with this little symbol.
I feel like going upwards to Lulea here would be the best bet
Mm-hmm.
because that just builds up a bit more and gets you a more comparable size to Sweden and Finland.
Yep.
But that does garner some attention from the bigger Finnmark.
Yeah. So, this.
Maybe a fleet.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like what given all the water and the split of your country, a fleet seems
Yeah.
like a good idea.
So the size is a little misleading. Um, so Finnmark here consists of 4 territories,
Mm-hmm.
and each territory can only hold a single unit.
Okay.
Um, and each territory with one of these little sparkle symbols is they're called supply centers, and they are basically the resources you need to build a unit.
Mm-hmm.
So Finnmark starts with 3, so they will get 3 builds, one in each of these provinces.
Okay, and they can choose. By builds, do you mean they can choose whether their build is a fleet or an army?
Correct.
Okay, so Finnmark would probably benefit from, as you said, going along the coast with a fleet.
Yeah, and Halogaland also. I mean, I think these provinces are worth fighting for. Probably want this to be an army so that you got access to like in here. But I think I my thoughts here were like my neighbors they've got their own oceans. I'll be safe. I'll be fine.
uh, yeah,
Uh
historically that hasn't worked out too well.
yeah, yeah. Well, what I had failed to consider is that there's nothing out here that you need.
Yeah,
Why would you build fleets?
that is, yeah,
I mean,
that is kind of
I
bad.
was really hoping at least this would be a fleet, but no. I'm pretty sure Finnmark builds all armies.
That honestly isn't a bad idea for
So
Denmark.
here's the builds. So the squares are armies and the triangles are fleets.
Okay,
All right, I've
so we've
built
got two fleets.
and an army. Finnmark, 3 armies.
Okay,
Halogaland, 3 armies.
all right. So hardy predictions are way off.
Hordaland, same as me. 2 fleets, 1 army. Alfheim, 2 armies. Sweden, 2 armies. Lots and Corellia is landlocked, so of course all armies. But so many more armies than I was expecting.
Yeah, that's quite a few.
But notably, this is a really nice choke point,
Yeah,
and I've got 2 fleets that border it. Finland only has one. Sweden has none. So I pretty much have control over the entire Bothnian Gulf.
that's good at least. They
Yes.
they did kind of shoot themselves in the foot by not. They kind of went more army central.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean that is where the supply centers are, so it makes
That
sense.
is true, but
I'm pretty much like forcing myself to move along the coasts.
yeah, but you have a lot to work with within that.
Yes. So
Not
at this point, I was afraid and afraid.
yeah.
um, my talks with Corellia actually went super well. Because
Uh-huh.
we don't really have a border at all. Um,
Yeah.
like they were far enough away that like I wasn't afraid,
Mhm.
which turned out to be fine because I don't think we ever share a border that matters.
Yeah. It looks like they're going to be more focused fighting the more developed landlocked places.
Mm-hmm. And okay, so let's say I take Lulea. And
Hmm.
then you can't build in a province that already has a unit.
Yeah.
So I would have to build in one of the now empty places, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, but if I then move out of Lulea and say take Oulu, I can build in Lulea even though it wasn't one of my starting centers.
Okay. Cool.
So technically, if I took this place, I could build here. Like any supply center on the map, anyone can build on, so long as they control it and it's empty.
That's beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what I'm gonna wager to guess
Mm-hmm.
is that you did not take Lulea because of Finnmark.
Well, Finnmark doesn't.
Or
So once we get, we'll do the moves pretty quick. Um, and then you'll see kind of like what moving these units looks like.
mhm.
Um, I forget. No, I don't think we have any substitutions yet, but we do have a sub really quickly.
Okay.
Um, because
Well, what is
Geats
a
a
substitution?
substitution. So the player playing Geats doesn't order any moves the first turn.
Hmm.
Um, because I think they just left the server. This was all being run on Discord.
Yeah.
I think they just left the server without telling anyone. So the Geats, the player who subbed in as Geats, was off to a unfortunate start. Basically, like held back for a turn.
Okay.
Not where you want to be.
Yeah. I
Um,
would imagine that's not great.
so my talks with Finland here are important because I Finland could take Pirkanmaa or Joensuu,
Hmm.
and I can only take Pirkanmaa.
Yeah.
So Finland like has the ability to prevent me from getting into Pirkanmaa and
Hmm.
just using this unit in Usima to grab Joensuu,
Yeah.
um, which would be bad for me.
That would be.
Um, I managed to do some diplomacy in this game called Diplomacy.
What?
Um, and say like, hey, Finland, well, I'll you take Joensuu, I'll take Birkanma. We don't need to fight right now. We can be chill. There's no need for anything bad.
Did Finland take up that offer?
Yeah, Finland's super nice.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she was great to play with, right up until she stabbed me. Um,
Ah, I see.
but
So
but
you at least got your allyship pretty early that you were hoping for.
yes, me and Finland are best buds, and it'll always be that way.
Always.
Same with Karelia. We Karelia messaged me in all caps as their first message to me, and I responded in all
Okay.
caps, and we
Yeah.
never stopped. We were in all caps the entire game.
That's
It
perfect.
was wonderful. And so I liked the Karelia player a lot because we had like that like we agreed on how to communicate.
Yeah.
We couldn't really
That's
help each
good.
other. We were so far apart.
Yeah.
Um,
I imagine it's also hard to garner resources from a place like Kvenland because of its split,
yeah.
or gather any help.
Hmm. Sweden notably didn't talk to me at all.
Okay.
Not a, like I said, hey, your position looks super interesting. I'm excited to see how you play this. It looks kind of fun.
Mhm.
Sweden did not
Nothing back.
respond.
Okay. Thank you,
um,
Sweden.
and so which I'm thinking, okay, if Sweden's not talking to me and it's not even been one move, Sweden's dead year two. Like, you have to be talking to people.
Yeah.
Um,
That or Sweden was going for a power play of sorts and trying to
yeah,
be
I
the
mean,
lonely one.
one of the uh, one of the things that's pretty typical of uh, of people is that like when they're going to go to war with you, their
Yeah.
press with you drops down significantly
Yeah. That
because
makes sense.
the more you talk to them, the harder it is to like keep up a lie.
Yeah.
Because if you say like, "Oh, I was agreeing with Helgoland that we're going to go to war with Alfheim," then I can go say, "Hey, Helgoland, is what Sweden is saying true?" So like those kind of lies are hard to keep up unless like they actually did make this agreement.
Yeah.
So Sweden not talking to me, I'm thinking, okay, Bolnas is moving straight into Umea, and I'm gonna be having a bad time.
Yeah.
Which is
Sweden not talking is a little scary.
mm-hmm. um importantly, Finnmark and I agree to make Galavar a demilitarized zone.
Hmm.
Neither of us will move into it, I think, until year two.
Okay. So just agreed nobody claims that unless, Finnmark for some reason tries.
Yeah. And I set up a similar thing with Finland in the South Gulf of Bothnia.
Okay.
Um, I felt like Bertrask to South Gulf would be very threatening,
Yeah,
and I didn't want to have Sweden and Finland both fighting me at the same time.
of course.
So I was like, what if I just didn't anger anybody?
What if I just was nice?
Yeah.
That seemed like a good play.
Um, I think Karelia and Finnmark agree. Karelia takes Oulu and Finnmark takes Murmansk. I think that was the agreement. Um,
Hmm.
so these two provinces both border Oulu,
Yeah.
which means Suomussalmi can order move to Oulu, and Primorsky can support that order.
Okay.
So that in the case Kitila tries to also move to Oulu, Finnmark's move will fail, and Karelia will still get in.
Okay. Cool.
And Finnmark also has to the border Murmansk, so they can both do this support move, guaranteeing they each get a center. They're both happy.
Yeah. So a lot of year one is allyships and agreeing, hey, we're not moving into this at the
Mm-hmm.
moment.
Yeah, we're gonna be friendly. We're gonna. There's so many free supply centers. We don't need to fight yet.
Yeah. It's all a bunch
Um.
of like from what I can tell, very much, hey, I'm telling you we're friends now, but later I do intend to stab you in the back.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Well, I mean, once all these empty supply centers are gone, well, you have to take supply centers from someone else.
Yeah.
Um.
So it's a lot of fake friendships.
100%.
Cool.
This little province is impassable. No unit can ever move into it.
Hmm.
It never comes up for me because I'm way over here.
Yeah.
But like Moravia, Livonia, Novgorod, and Estonia, it all kind of matters for.
Oh, that makes sense.
Basically, it makes it harder for them to all go to war with each other.
Yeah. You just kind of can't move towards each other.
Mm. Yeah, I think we can do moves. I think we've talked about this
Okay.
board long enough, right?
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
was right.
Yeah. That's a little concerning.
Yeah. But yeah, so this agreement works out fine. This works out fine. This is the support order.
Hmm.
This dotted line, and then the move order is the solid line.
Yeah.
Red lines means that the order fails. Uh,
Okay.
so in this case, neither of the units actually move at all.
Okay.
This circle is a hold order. It just means the unit doesn't move.
So whenever it's red, does that mean people try to move into the same place and it just canceled out?
Yep, this it's called a bounce. They've basically the two units hit each other and bounced away.
Okay.
Do we have any? Ah, so Frisia's move into Halligan fails because Kiel supported Reba into Halligan.
Okay.
So
So what's the
this,
point of taking a part of the sea?
so Halligan borders Reba, Kiel, Friesland, and Antwerpen, which just
Hmm.
makes it a very nice spot to be in because now suddenly you're threatening all four of those centers.
Okay. So it's less of a play for supplies and literally just a scare tactic.
Mm-hmm.
That
Um,
makes more sense.
yeah, and this is Geats. No moves received, all holds, which is
Poor Geats.
very sad.
Geats
Um,
is just the forgotten child in this scenario.
what's going on over here? Alfheim. I mean, Alfheim does very well. Taking two. Borderland does pretty well. Is there anyone who does really poorly?
I, from what it looks like, from my point of view, from someone who doesn't understand, it looks like the people who do the most poorly is the ones who don't benefit at all. So the ones who bounce off of
Mm-hmm.
each other.
Yeah, and Gotland has zero opportunity to take anything. I mean, not really.
Yeah, it's
Um,
kind of a weird thing going on there when you choose it to begin with, anyways.
mhm.
A lot of weird points to start from.
Um, and you'll see what I mean once we get to uh the clean map. The basically where all the units move to, but without all the lines.
Hmm.
Um, so this is a spring turn. So there's the diplomacy happens in years.
Yeah.
There's a spring turn, and a fall turn, and a winter turn. On
Okay.
the spring turn, nothing regarding supply centers can change.
Okay.
So I've moved into Lulea and Pirkanma, but I don't get to have Lulea and Pirkanma until the fall turn.
Hmm.
Fall turn is when supply centers can change hands, and winter is just for builds.
So it's essentially I'm declaring I'm going to take this, but you don't get you don't reap the benefits of declaring that.
Yeah, I get to sit here basically and I just get to sit here for a turn.
Okay.
Um, so clean map, and this is that. So the unit's there, but it's not mine,
All right.
and that's like all over the place. Units are in places, but they haven't been claimed yet.
Hmm.
Geet,
Okay. So lots of people trying to move into places and just having to sit on the fact that they've declared it.
yes.
All right. I
Um,
see. Gotland has mostly claimed a bunch of the sea territory.
yeah, not a huge amount they can do. Livonia is in a
Yeah,
good spot to take a dot here, though.
that is kind of a weird play from Lithonia, though. Why? I guess maybe because Gotland might not have many allies, given they're kind of like sea locked here.
Mm-hmm.
But that is still kind of a strange play in my eyes.
I don't know. I mean, Livonia could have moved to Gdansk. Um,
Well, I guess what could have happened is Prussia could have said, "Hey, I'm taking this if you want to back away." And then what's the orange country?
Moravia.
Moravia. Yeah, there could have been a lot of allies in the same vein that you made with what was it? It starts with a K.
I'm
Forgetting.
Finland.
Oh
That's
no,
Karelia.
Karelia. Yeah, in the same vein you did with Karelia, where you both agreed not to move into an area. Maybe
Hmm.
Prussia and Moravia made that same thing with Lithuania or Livonia.
Oh, that's possible. Yeah, I've not. So, press in this game was one-on-one. So if I wanted to talk to
Mhm.
Finland, I was only talking to Finland in that text channel.
Yeah.
You could make group text channels, but the majority of press happened in individual channels.
Okay. So essentially, you have no clue what the play is here
Yeah,
for anyone but who you talk to.
well, and I don't even know if they're telling me the truth.
That's true. I'm just trying to get a general vibe for what everyone's doing here. I
Mhm.
think it's a lot of claiming and a
Yes.
whole lot of fake allyships.
So Hologaland is Hologaland the only one that can do this? I think so.
Yeah.
Oh
And
no.
then there's Porgeets, who is looks to be being advanced upon from all sides.
Yeah. Gates isn't having a good day. I think the player subs in during this turn,
Mhm.
so they get to play the fall.
So they just essentially joined late.
Basically.
Okay, so they have to declare all their moves
Hmm.
that they would have declared in the beginning of year one instead in the fall.
Well, uh,
Kind of?
like,
Not really?
well, the units have moved. It's not this.
So
This
have
bit.
they essentially forwarded their units moving?
That's yes. All units held, which is the default if there's no orders received.
Okay.
Um, so all the units are just still where they are. Not a good play, but unfortunately out of their hands. If I remember correctly, Geets is still alive though, so they bounce back.
They do still have a pulse, so that's good.
Um, Frisia at this point was feeling very scared. With
That is kind of a weird place to start from. But going for fleets wasn't a bad play.
mhm. um oh, so Helgoland is sitting on however you pronounce that, and Rorus, and has two units that border Gosdal, which means that
Okay.
Helgoland in this fall turn can support themselves in and go from 3 supply centers to 6.
Oh, that
Which
sounds like a lot. I don't know if that
which
is, but it
I
sounds like it.
I believe Helgoland is the only country that doubles in year one.
Okay, so it is a lot.
I try very, very hard to convince Alfheim to give Gosdell a support hold
Hmm.
so that this support move doesn't work.
Yeah.
Alfheim does not respond to me.
Okay. Thank you all fine.
I talked to Helgoland because I want to verify that this unit isn't like helping Umeya into Bertrask because that'd be bad.
Hmm.
And they're like, no, I'm gonna support myself in Gosdell. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I would also do that if I were you.
Yeah.
And also,
Okay.
I like it because it means you're not attacking me.
Yeah. That does seem the best play to get that six the six support centers.
Mm,
But the lying could always be
that's true.
in play.
Well, at this point, I talked to Sweden again. I said, hey, what's your plan here? And they responded with just the like shrugging emoji,
That is some threatening diplomacy if I've ever heard some.
which obviously meant Umeya is moving to Bertrask.
Yeah.
uh,
I don't know what else that could mean.
so my only option is to move Central Gulf back into Bertrask, to bounce Umeya so that I get to keep the center.
That's like asking, "Are you gonna stab me?" And someone goes,
Exactly. And that little interaction is the last time either of us talk to each other.
Okay. So the
It's
only time Sweden responds is to say, "Hey, I might stab you."
yeah.
All right.
Me and Finland are having a good time. We're just hanging out. Me
Looks
and
like it.
Karelia have a border now, but there's nothing either of us can do to like attack, so we're fine.
Mhm.
Me and Finnmark are happy buddies. Everything's awesome. For me, fall moves look like this. There's the bounce.
Okay. So yeah, the nobody gets Bortraska.
So Bertrast just remains mine.
That okay. Yeah.
I hold in Pirkanmaa and Lulea, guaranteeing that I get to keep the centers. Finland holds. Livonia moves into Gotland.
Yeah, that's so weird. Such a weird play, but it was expected. Looks
um,
like Gotland didn't get anything from that turn either, so
no,
they're kind of in a bad spot.
Yeah, so Gotland is just going to lose a center.
Yeah, they're in a pretty bad spot.
This was kind of fun to look at.
Well, what's going on here? What are the
So,
dotted lines?
so this unit supported Helsingborg into South Baltic, and at the same time, Mecklenburg supported Pomerania into South Baltic.
Ooh,
So they bounced. So
that's fun, actually.
yeah, I really like it.
I,
Um,
that had to be like Saxony and Prussia had to have been in talks,
mhm.
and both of them had to have seen that that was coming. But that's
uh,
weird to see that coming from Geets because Geets has done nothing.
yeah. So this is the Geats player's first turn. I have no idea what happened here.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah, so if they attempt to move into each other's centers, it's the same as this. They just bounce.
Yeah.
Sweden is now bordering Geats.
Okay.
So Geats is sad and scared and alone.
Yeah, poor Geets. It looks like they've got support from Gotland, but Gotland isn't doing too hot
Yeah, and
themselves. So,
Gotland at the same time bounced in the only center that Geats could have gotten.
yeah.
So
I think that's the only center Gotland could have really gone for either, though.
yeah, they're all sad.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Jutland takes Zeeland and Funen.
So who's Frisia bouncing with, or Frisia,
Yeah,
whatever?
so Frisia, okay, so Frisia supports themselves into this place.
Yeah.
This order here is Halligan supports Ostfriesland into Gronasgen.
Okay.
It fails because Gronasgen is moving into Ostfriesland, and Ostfriesland doesn't have the defense to hold their position.
Okay.
It, I it's this was so normal like online diplomacy is done basically with a bot. There's a website called Backstabber that does all of this taking the orders and determining what happens. It does all of it for you.
Hmm.
So like normally you don't have to think through why this happens.
Yeah.
It just it works.
Okay.
Does it happen here? It does. Okay. So, Helgoland does double because they get into Gosdal.
Okay.
This is a support hold. The support is invalid because Gosdal was attacked, which cuts the support.
Okay.
Um,
So
and
assuming Trondheim didn't move into Gosdal, that would have went through.
yes, the
Okay.
support hold would have happened. And the hold is shown even though what Rorus ordered was support Trondheim into Gosdal.
Okay.
So like the entire invalid order is drawn, even if the unit it applies to didn't order the same thing.
So would it have been a better play for Gauss or Hordaland to have put a hold on Trondheim?
What would have been better was is Gosdal moves to Rorus because that would have cut this support.
Okay.
And if Trondheim attempting to move into Gosdal alone, one unit against one unit, nothing happens.
Mhm.
But of course, hindsight 2020, Hordaland could not have known what to do. Like,
Yeah.
it's a 50-50 on which one is gonna get. It's not really a
So
50-50.
what happened with Larvik? Who owns Larvik?
Larvik, Alfheim.
Alfheim. So what is Alfheim's play here? Because Alfheim clearly didn't put the hold on Hordaland
Yeah,
like you suggested.
I said please don't, and Alfheim. All right, I said please do this thing, and Alfheim didn't. So
But this turn, Alfheim didn't really do a whole lot.
Alfheim wanted to keep Mondstadt and Rolgug to gain those centers. I don't know what this is, but they did it.
Yeah, why move into Geats? Because that's such a weird play to
Yeah,
ignore.
so
I wonder what they were thinking.
my guess is this center is called Gothenburg. Gothenburg, Alfheim probably wanted Gothenburg moving into Kattegat, I think. And if Gothenburg
Okay.
had moved into Kattegat, then this move would have gone through, and Alfheim would have just taken the center for free.
Okay. But I think they were more assuming that Geats wouldn't be doing a whole lot, given that it
Mm-hmm.
was Geats' first actual turn.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were both assuming that the other person's fleet would be going into a sea tile.
Yeah. Unfortunate that they ignored the hold on Hortland, but
Yeah, yeah, I think they were allied with Hologoland at this point.
yeah.
Um, they did eventually talk to me when I was like hanging on for dear life. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Um, I think that's everything important. So that's how claiming tiles works.
Okay. So it's a lot of waiting for orders to process.
Yeah, so this is the end of the fall turn.
That's not terrible, not for Kvenland at least.
Yeah, so
Which,
I do pretty well. I now have 5 supply centers. I get to build 2 things in the winter.
yeah,
Uh,
that's comparable to Horgeland's 6 at the very least.
you can
So,
see the scores up here. Hologoland is the only person on 6, and I think Gotland is the only person to lose something.
that honestly makes sense. Gotland is just kind of a bad
Oh,
point
this
to
isn't
be
claim.
in.
This is retreats. So Trondheim got into Gosdal. Gosdal now has to choose somewhere to go.
Okay,
Um. Oh, and Saxony has to retreat this unit.
yeah.
It's the only place it can go is into Bremen, so it does.
But it looks like they keep their fleet at the very least.
They
So,
do. They do keep the. Yeah, so they've got a position that could work against Frisia if they work with Jutland.
Frisia surprisingly did hold their own, though, despite not having too many places to move towards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
That's good,
Frisia did quite well. They were
Frisia.
they were scared, but they did well.
Uh, poor Geats.
Poor poor Geats.
Geats and Gotland.
Yeah, Gotland is such a terrible power.
Yeah, it looks like such a bad starting point for
um,
anyone.
so this was, I believe, this was the GM's first time GMing and also their first time making a variant.
Yeah.
So, and this was a playtest. This wasn't like competitive or anything.
So is this map entirely made from the mind of the GM?
Yep.
That makes sense.
And I'm actually, I don't know if we're going to be in the same game, but we are both playing in Imperial Diplomacy together.
Okay. Sick.
Me and like most of the people in this game are all playing in Imperial Diplomacy.
Now that I hear there's a GM running this game, I can think of this in D&D terms.
Yeah.
And it all makes sense now. I want to
Um,
see. I've ignored Estonia. What is Estonia doing?
Estonia,
Yeah.
they get into whatever this is called, and also into Rapla. So they go from 3 to 5.
Okay.
Um, and they bounced with Novgorod in King Asep in the spring and in the fall. And they're
All
just
right.
gonna keep doing that.
So not a whole lot going on for Estonia, but a little bit.
Estonia gets 2 builds. Gotland gets sad.
I imagine Gotland will be taken out very quickly, but who knows? Maybe it's a comeback story of the century.
Oh, and here's the clean map. So Hordaland retreated into Aure, which is
Okay.
a strange choice, unless they are wanting to build in Vaz, which they might, because they think they have a build. Yeah, because they did get Kalvesk again.
Yeah.
Oh, and at some point these names of the powers go away. I forget what year that happens.
Is that just for sake of cleanliness?
Yeah, because the names of the provinces and the units, and it's a lot to do.
Yeah.
So builds. I forget what I was thinking. I knew I wanted an army in Bertrask. I needed something that could like directly go to war with Sweden.
Yeah, since Sweden was very clearly trying to attack.
Yeah, I think I built a fleet in Skellefteå,
Hmm.
which was not a good idea. That's I.
Yeah,
It should have been an
very
army.
interesting.
It should have been an army.
Yeah.
I 2 fleets in 3 provinces of water is plenty, and I don't even think this fleet in Skellefteå ends up doing anything ever.
Oh well.
Um, Finland has a build. I think they build fleet Kantahama.
Hmm.
And Sweden builds army Sofa, I think. But notably, these edge powers can finally build fleets and get away from me.
Yeah. So, is there trading of resources in this game in any way?
No. Well, I mean,
Okay.
you can take someone else's center.
Yeah. So you couldn't really do an allyship where it's like, hey, if you help me here, I can give you resource.
No, it'd be more like so Finland and Karelia go to war at some point. Um and Finland wants me to help Finnmark attack Karelia, and in exchange Finland will help me against Sweden. So
Okay.
that's the way that like alliance structure kind of happens.
So it's, help me with this hit I've got on a person, and I'll help you with a hit that I've got on a person,
Yes,
or that you've got on a person.
correct.
Okay.
Um okay, yeah, let's see builds. Oh, it's a fleet in Ostrobothnia. That's even worse. Why did I do this? What is wrong with me?
It was a genius play,
No, it wasn't.
only understood at that time.
Hologaland only built a single fleet.
All
Finnmark
right.
only built a single fleet.
Interesting plays.
I'm so sad and so afraid.
Can we take a look at what Gotland did this turn?
Gotland, uh, the fleet that was in Kalmar went away.
Okay. So even worse.
Yes. Livonia built stuff. Estonia built stuff. People built things. Frisia is fleet happy.
Yeah. Fleeting it up.
um, and Munster can get into Darmuna, which is scary for Saxony.
Yeah.
Frisia, I mean, we'll see later, but like there's nothing they can do against Frisia.
Yeah, because past getting into what is it, Dortmund,
Dartmuna.
Dortmuna, past getting into that, they kind of have to move through Saxony, and that requires them to
Yeah.
claim Saxony territory.
Yep. Well, and
See?
they'll take supply centers along the way.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't remember if Saxony's still alive. They might be.
Hmm.
Hordaland does build an army here, so they have potential to fight back. Geats,
Okay. So,
exactly where they started.
yeah, what do you mean by alive, by the way?
Oh, if you lose all your supply centers, you die. You're no longer in the game.
Okay. So that could change next turn, or
On the fall turn when supply centers change, so that was the end of year one. This is the winter turn. This is builds. So this is the end of year one.
okay, cool.
Um,
So yeah, Saxony is still
yeah, everybody's still alive. Nobody's dead yet. I think
yeah.
if I remember correctly, Gotland is the first to die.
That very much makes sense.
Um, but yeah, so
Or Gotland.
at this point, we're like talking about moves and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I go to Finland and I say, hey, I want to move into the South Gulf of Bothnia. I know we had DMZ'd it before, but now I want in because I need to fight Sweden. And
Mm-hmm.
Finland's like, yeah,
And
that's fine.
what is Finland's response?
Finland is super happy to let that happen. Um, which is strange, but whatever. Sweden won't talk to me. Uh, Me and Corellia are fine. We're happy. We're friends. I think this is the term when Corellia starts moving into like Finland area.
Yeah, is Karelia trying to move towards Finland, or is it focused on attacking um, the topmost Finnmark?
Yeah, Corellia is doing their best to be friends with Finnmark.
Okay.
Because like technically these four are a stalemate line.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if support holds are ordered, neither of them can break through. Technically,
Okay.
I in Lulea can let Finnmark through.
Mm,
Because
interesting.
I can give a support order to move Kilita or Murmansk into Oulu. I should have done that. I did not do that.
And yet here we are. Yeah.
I I like the fewer people I border, the better, always.
Mhm.
So if I can just only border Finnmark, I'm much happier. And Finnmark is not in
Yeah.
a great position to attack me. All their units are over here or over
Mhm.
here. I mean, obviously Galavar is big and wide and open. Um, but it's fine.
It's cool.
Finnmark won't kill me. No. Um,
Finnmark has no reason.
so I see this situation here. Uh, each
Mhm.
each player has the same 3 units and 3 units. They're gonna go to war, right?
Yeah.
And I have the units that can do support moves into Aryaplog and Galavar. So,
Okay.
if these two people go to war, I have the power to break a stalemate line here.
Mhm.
So I'm talking to both of them and saying, hey, if you go to war with this person, I'll help you.
And it's whoever takes the offer.
Because I'm thinking, if they're going to war with each other, they won't go to war with me.
Yeah. How
Uh,
naive.
yeah, right? So I'm like, hey, Finnmark, if you want to walk into Galavar, that's fine. So that you have a better attack on Hamaroy. And I'm like, hey, Helgoland, if you want to walk into Aryaplog, that's fine, so that you can better defend yourself and maybe even attack Tjelsund.
Yeah. So a
Finnmark,
little bit of this is controlling who attacks who and
yeah,
trying to garner attention away from yourself so that maybe towards the end you're left last standing because you've had so many people fight for you.
or just not fight me.
Yeah.
Finnmark is super happy that I'm not gonna be upset when they move into Galavar,
Yeah.
because they were planning to anyway.
Okay.
Um, and I'm like, yeah, just you gotta attack Helgoland. I get it. You gotta do it.
Yeah, I gotta
Um,
kill somebody every once in a while.
Me and Finland are good buds. We're in no position to attack each other.
Hmm.
Me and Sweden aren't talking, but I'm gearing up to attack.
Yeah, clearly.
Um, Me and Corellia are still being friends, still talking in all caps. Um,
Yeah, truly.
yeah, I don't remember when. No, I think I remain friends with Corellia right up until I die.
Aurelia seems to be the best ally so far.
Yeah, I mean,
Whereas you've got
like a completely useless ally, but they're pretty cool.
yeah, very cool ally, just some country you're friends with, and then you've got the bully of Sweden over there.
Yeah. Um,
Those seem to be the main points of competition and allyship.
yes. And okay, we'll do moves here. Um, oh,
Okay, naturally the bounce for
what happens here? Oh, don't worry about this big red line. I'll talk about it.
okay.
I give Burtrask a support hold. The
Hmm.
support gets cut by Umea moving in. But it doesn't
Oh,
matter because Rorus supported me into Umea.
okay, so you
Uh,
still made it into a man.
yes, I make it into Umea. Umea has to retreat to Bolnas or Treasley.
Okay, and Loris could cut that retreat to Treasley.
No, retreats are like a separate turn that only
Okay,
retreating powers get access to. Finnmark supports himself in the Gullivar.
okay,
Possibly like afraid that I'll be supporting Hamaroy into Gullivar or something. Or maybe I'd bounce it with Alea, which would have been a good idea.
yeah.
I did not tactically. I played this game terribly. I should this should have gotten more resistance from me.
Well, I feel like lying to Finnmark and being like, "Hey, I'll help you move into Galavar," and then bouncing them instead would be a put a target on your back
Oh
of
yeah,
sorts.
but they're not in Galavar. What are they gonna
that,
do?
that's true.
These people give support holds because they're afraid. This is where the war begins.
Okay,
Support in. This this is a black arrow. This was a mistake by the GM
okay,
because Kantahama does make it into the North Baltic with
okay.
support from Livonia.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird uh thing from Finland though. Why is Finland moving into North Baltic?
I mean, it borders Uppsala, Gotland, Mundsund Archipelago.
Okay,
It's a
and
and they also move into the West Gulf of Finland.
Gotland looks like they place a hold on what is that, Luane?
A Holden Lawn. Okay. This is support Ropland move Parnu, but Ropland didn't move Parnu, so the support doesn't do anything.
Okay. So was it just a vain attempt in trying to do some sort of allyship play that
Yeah,
went nowhere?
yeah. So with Estonia in both of these centers, this unit is done for.
Okay.
This was like, oh, I'll be your friend if you don't kill me. Once again, bouncing here forever. This is this is probably a misorder. Like they
Hmm.
ordered the wrong thing because they're cutting their
Okay.
because they're cutting their own support.
Yeah, that's a little silly.
Oh, this is really
A lot
fun.
of bounces happening here,
This
or
is t- double support move from both of them, which bounces.
yeah. But why is Mirisk cutting support? Or it looks like that's what's happening.
Yeah, so no, this move doesn't go through because Grodno can't move because they got bounced.
Okay, so it was Mirisk was trying to move into Grodno after
Grodno got
Konos,
into
but
Kanos. Yeah.
okay, interesting.
But it didn't work
And
because this
then
move didn't work.
and that's kind of bad because now Prussia is in Masovia.
Yep. Prussia is 3 units that border Grodno. Moravia is sad.
Yeah, so is Livonia though because
Livonia's about to be sad. Yeah.
yeah, because Prussia also has moved into Königsberg. Königsberg.
Yep. Um,
Interesting.
the Geats get somewhere.
Let's go. They finally did something good.
Um, they don't get into Kattegat, which is
Yeah.
sad. Gothenburg holds. This is another support that doesn't do anything because the actual order didn't happen.
Yeah. What's the big red line? You said you'd
Oh yeah, so this
explain it.
is I ordered Lulea to Brandenburg,
Okay.
which is invalid because the unit can't get there.
Yeah, that was interesting. Was that supposed to be a fleet that you were trying to order
No,
there? Or
no, I didn't know what to do with the unit, so I didn't do anything with it.
okay, so it was just essentially like throwing away a
Yeah, I
move.
was like, I wonder if they'll draw this arrow, and they did.
Okay. What's happening with Frisia?
Frisia
There was some interesting things happening last
gets
time. Or yeah,
into
Frisia.
Dartmund,
Okay.
doesn't get into
So bad for
Hologon,
Saxony.
because Saxony bounced Jutland and Kiel, which is good for them. Saxony is actually probably pretty happy with this position. I mean, they're not dead, they're not dying. They
Yeah,
got somewhere.
could be very soon.
Um. Oh.
Borderland is doing a lot of weird things.
Yeah. So what is happening here? I mean, I guess if Alfheim had gotten into Bergen, Hordaland would be dead tomorrow. So stopping the move is
But
good. I and then maybe Aur to cover Voss in case Gosdal moved into Voss.
yeah, looks to be what happened there.
Mm-hmm. Alfheim
But
gets into
when
Skagerrak.
oh, I see. I was wondering what happened there. Why did
Yeah.
Kovaskag or Kovaskagan fuck, why can I not talk? Uh bounce. I was wondering why they bounced, but I
Yeah.
see the support moves now.
Larvik gets in with support from
Is that a
Ra.
support move on top of a support
Yeah, so
move?
this is Mariestad support hold Raumariki. At the same time, Raumariki supports Larvik into Skagerrak.
Okay.
And all of these are successful. So in the event that this support had failed, Raumariki would still be holding. So the support hold order is still valid.
Yeah. So even if Sweden cuts that support from Mariestad, Romariki could still provide support to
Yes.
that other area.
I think so.
Looks like
I
it.
think this support
Sweden,
hold was protection from one of these two supporting the other into Raumariki.
it's really weird for Sweden to try to support Geats here.
Yeah, support the attack on Geats. I don't know. Wants to be friends with Alfheim.
I guess so.
It makes
But
sense.
like, supports nothing.
Alfheim could just walk into Ratvik or Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sweden is stretched really
Huh.
thin, which is really nice for me because I'm trying to kill them.
Yeah. And they don't get into Birchrusk. So.
And I support myself into the South Gulf of Bothnia. Just wanted to make sure that Kantahama didn't bounce me.
Mhm.
Um, Finland tries to walk away from Karelia at the same time Karelia tries to walk towards Finland.
Okay.
Um,
So not the best play.
yeah, so Finland has to like turn around real hard.
Yeah, but I, Finland being more than happy to let you know South Gulf of Bosnia is kind of scary and comforting at the same time.
Oh yeah, I mean Finland wants to expand south. I want to expand west. We're both happy.
I guess so, but it could also very well mean an attack on uh
Pirkanmaa.
yeah, your Perkama, the stuff north of Finland.
Yep, it could.
Very interesting.
Um, I think that's all the stuff.
Yeah, looks to be.
Clean. Oh, this is retreats. Umea has a retreat. I think that's the only retreat. And Umea retreats into Bolnas, which makes sense.
Stupid Sweden. Get
Um,
out of here.
this is my least favorite stalemate line in the world.
Not a whole lot of support into Sweden.
South Gulf can support Umea into Bolnas, but Tierp can
Yeah.
support Bolnas hold.
Ugh.
So I just can't get in
And
ever.
Wars couldn't help you get into
So
Bolnas?
Rorus is too far away. Doesn't border.
Huh.
Uh,
So even sorry, I'm a little confused. So you're in Umea,
I'm in Umea.
but Wars can't help you move out of Umea.
You can support a move into a center that you border.
Okay.
If so, Rorus borders me, but they don't border Bolnas, so they can't support me into Bolnas.
Okay. That makes sense.
And you don't. So, for example, Lulea could support Kilta into Oulu because Lulea borders Oulu, even though Lulea does not border Kilta.
Okay. Interesting.
But this stalemate bugs me, and I'm like, hey, Finland, please use North Baltic to cut this support. I'll be very, very happy. Finland's like, yeah, if you help Finnmark in the war against Karelia, which I didn't want to do because I like Karelia.
Yeah.
But I absolutely should have done it. I should have been like, hey, Finnmark, I'm gonna support you into Oulu. Please be my friend. And
Maybe.
then everything would have been happy and awesome. And I wouldn't have died.
Well, the flip side of that is even if you had supported Finnmark, I'm sure Finnmark could have taken the opportunity to immediately do a full 180.
Yeah, sure. But what else? Like, what other option did I have other than not do it, which was the option I took?
Yeah. I think Sweden's best play would have been to try to make good with you after that play, but they did not.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we never talked. Um. We just did this all game.
So we didn't really have it out for any Kvenland territory.
Yeah. I am glad that like the immediate stab didn't work.
Yeah,
That would have been a much harder position to come back from.
definitely.
Oh, is this the turn? I think it might be. So Finland says, I'm gonna move Kantahama up to Satakunta. Just,
Is this?
for fun.
Yeah, I think this is exactly what I was talking about, where they're moving your turn.
Uh, and they were like, but if Corellia continues attacking me, I'll move it back out and we'll be friends still.
Mhm.
And I say, okay. And then I let them move into Satakunta.
That was a lie.
No, no, they said they were gonna do it and they did it and I didn't stop them because I'm stupid.
Uh,
that right there, tactical blunder.
yeah, that's definitely definitely going to come back to bite.
In this position? Well, I mean, also tactical blunder from Finland moving into Satakunta. Like, I
Yeah.
think you move into Savo right here. Because you need to make sure you're able to defend yourself against Karelia.
Hmm.
But me not bouncing this move was very sad.
Unfortunate.
What else happens?
Geets has actually moved somewhere.
Yes, Geets is gonna get, as long as they can keep this for the fall turn, they're gonna have another center.
Yeah.
Uh,
Or
um,
Gotland.
yeah, Gotland is still sad. I think we can do fall moves now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not too many
no,
more
this
interesting
isn't the
things.
move into Satakunta.
Huh.
Oh. Oh, wait. There goes Gotland.
So is Gotland just dead?
No, so Gotland is able to take Rapla.
Okay.
They do lose Laone, uh,
Mhm.
because Laone left, so the defense is no longer there. So,
Yeah. So support is cut from Rapla, but at the same time, support is cut by Loan, whatever it is,
yes.
L. Uh,
They move out,
Permanent.
so Harju can get in.
Yeah.
And Gotland stabs the Geats and takes Kalmar.
Okay. So at least Gotland's getting somewhere.
But the Geats, that means, are still on 3.
Geets are very sad.
But they support Alfheim into Jönköping.
So making friends in Sweden doesn't get anywhere, so that's
Sweden,
good.
well,
Okay.
we'll see. Sweden has the potential to get somewhere, but they choose not to for some reason. Frisia, still very happy, takes Bremen.
Mhm.
Um,
Support from Bremen is cut.
support from Bremen is cut, which means that Jutland can get into Kiel.
Cool. Kiel
Saxony's having
supports
a very
themselves.
bad time.
Kiel doesn't look to have too many allies going on.
Uh, I don't know. You know, Saxony is sad. Jutland is happy.
Or sorry, yeah, Jutland doesn't look to have too many allies. Just seems to be supporting
Alfheim
themselves.
isn't fighting Jutland, which is good.
Yeah.
Hordaland, this is it. Hordaland, no move received, all holds. Um, so Hordaland officially like quits. Um, which is so strange.
Okay.
Like even from a 3 center position, you can still not lose.
Yeah.
Um, you just have to do your
Just kind of said, I'm
diplomacy.
done.
But yeah, so for the rest of the game, they're just gonna hold all their units.
Hmm.
Um, Hologoland is moving south. Oh, I forgot about this. So
Oh.
Finnmark attempts to stab Karelia
Hmm.
with the double support in, but with the double support hold, everything's okay. I
Okay.
I forget what this agreement was for, but I agreed to give Olu a support hold in the fall, way back in the spring turn. I was like, I'll just do it because I got nothing else for this unit to do, and we'll be friends.
Okay.
Finnmark sees this and is wondering if I am clairvoyant, which I am not.
So you maintain your allyship with Karelia
Mm-hmm.
at the very least, but Finnmark is now very suspicious.
Yeah, Finnmark. I mean, I say like, no, it was an agreement from earlier. It's fine. It's not a big deal. And Finnmark's like, okay. So I think they make peace this turn, which is a weird turn to be
Okay.
making peace given by what it looks like, but I think they make peace this turn.
Interesting.
Um,
Maybe just keeping it in the back of their mind.
Sweden stops me. Very sad. This fleet is so useless. it can sit in one of my centers to stop someone else from moving in, but that's all it can do. It is terrible fleet.
Yeah.
Um.
Oh well.
Oh.
Weird choice to put a hole in the South Baltic Sea from, I think Prussia.
Tough. Oh, just sit here.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's kind of weird.
Something to do, I guess.
Would have had Finland moved into the Geats or something. I guess
Uh,
so.
but Livonia gets into Kaunas.
Ruh-roh.
Moravia was too busy support holding themselves and bouncing this.
Mm. Yeah,
So
Prussia
Moravia,
did almost exactly what I thought.
yep. Moravia is happy that they're not dead yet, but sad that now that Livonia is in Kaunas.
Yeah, but they both could probably make an allyship now that they have a common enemy in Prussia,
Possibly.
because they're both kind of threatened by this turn.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I wasn't paying a huge amount of attention to this part of the board when I was playing. Oh, well, they're still bouncing.
Glad we're they at some point one of them had to have been like, "Is this what we're?" Yeah,
Well, officially, Gnevo moves in, so they could give a support move.
yeah.
But Luca could have also. So,
Just weird how long they do this for.
yeah, it goes a long time. Uh, oh, Helgoland. Not interested in going to war with Finnmark,
Yeah,
which is
our
sad
game
for
plan,
me. Every,
our game plan stays neutral.
yeah, sad for me, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah, Finnmark really is a big threat.
Yeah, yeah, and that threat will I mean, I past the point where I'm dead, Finnmark just blows up.
Yeah,
Like
they
I think Finnmark is winning at the moment.
yeah they just have like a lot of good vantage points at the moment.
Well, they're no one can hit them from the back, and they
Yeah,
just get to advance down forever.
pause.
Oh, and Frisia's in the same situation. They just get to advance east forever.
Yeah, as assuming they can take more of Saxony, which it looks like they are.
Yes.
Uh, they'll be pretty solid.
Um. Okay, so is this retreat? Yeah, so retreats. Sweden could retreat into Gothenburg,
Okay.
which would get them the center.
But it looks like it fails for
No, so
what?
this is possible retreats. It's they just use the same color as those.
Ah, okay.
This is a forced retreat. This is a forced disband. So the unit just comes off the
Oh,
board.
okay. So since there's already an army in
All of the neighboring
Val,
places. And this army
okay,
came from Trondheim, so you can't move back into Trondheim.
yeah. So and they can't move into Voss because there's already an army.
Yep. So unit comes off the board. Estonia has to retreat in Rapla because Scotland
Mhm.
got in. And retreats into Porvoo. I think they could have retreated into Pieriga. I don't know why they didn't.
I feel like Estonia isn't doing too bad, and not Gotland isn't too big of a threat to where that's a worrying thing.
Mm-hmm. And Saxony continues to be sad.
Yeah, yeah.
Clean. So Sweden decides not to take Gothenburg.
Strangely enough,
Maybe they were trying to be friends with Geats. I don't know.
weird ally to choose. Not.
Frisia expanding their foothold in Germany.
Yeah,
Uh,
Frisia's not doing too bad.
Jutland has taken control of everything that is Denmark. Um,
Yeah, that's such a weird thing to do. Is to find an ally in the Geats. because that's not exactly what I would call a strong support. And especially with Gotland being able to take part of the Geats,
Mm.
that's weird all around.
Okay, so that was the fall turn. So now we've got that was it the fall turn? On full screen. Yeah, no, that was fall. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know why this isn't colored in then. That's confusing.
Maybe it'll fix itself? Question mark.
Yes, it will.
Okay,
So this
cool.
is this is builds. So Saxony goes down to just these two fleets because they only have two supply centers now. Um, Gotland has just these three units because they've only got three supply centers.
Why do I find myself hating Gotland as the underdog? I hate how Gotland is playing, and I can't support this.
Sweden is still on 3. I'm still on 5. Helgoland is still on 6. Oh, Alfheim is winning now. Alfheim's on 7.
Ooh, I did not see that coming actually. Alfheim taking lead?
Alfheim is very happy.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like Alfheim's going to go for
oh,
Sweden,
you know what?
given that
This might be the turn. Wait, why are you in Satakunta now? Wait a minute. You,
they maybe
how
it
long have?
was
Oh, this was a misorder. This was a
yeah,
misdraw from the GM. This
that's what
was
I
the
thought.
move. This was the move into Satakunta,
Okay.
which makes me very sad. And I should have bounced it, and I don't know why I didn't. And I'm very sad.
Oh well.
Um, but Corellia's on their border. They have to turn around. Don't attack me. Go fight Corellia.
And I don't think Finland wants to fight Karelia.
Well, if they don't, they're gonna lose. So they should.
Yeah.
Um, this is where that if Finland's like, if you help Finnmark fight Karelia, I'll help you fight Sweden. And I am very wishy-washy about this.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, Finland, I'll do it. And then I go say, hey, Karelia, Finland wants me to do this, but as long as Finnmark doesn't find out, they won't order the move, and it'll all be fine. And then Finnmark comes to me and says, hey, Finland told me they want you to support me into Oulu? And I'm like,
Uh-oh.
yeah. And I'm like,
Interesting.
yeah, but I mean, I'd rather you go fight Helgoland with those units, you know?
Yeah.
And then Finnmark sets up a text channel with Finnmark, me, and Finland and says, hey, your stories don't line up. What's going on?
Not a lot of corroborating here.
And I get caught in my own lie, and I am sad.
Uh-oh.
So I'm like, oh no 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 no, I'll do it, I'll do it. I was like, oh, I miscounted the units you would need to fight Helgoland. I didn't realize we could do both at the same time. Yeah yeah yeah, I'll do it. We'll be very happy. And I'm like, hey
Okay.
Finland, I'm gonna do it. Aren't you so my friend? Please help me.
And does this work out?
And then once I know that I can't stop Finnmark from doing this move, I'm like, Corellia. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm like, Corellia, you're gonna get attacked. Hold yourself. I'm sorry. And this right here is me putting too many of my eggs in too many different baskets.
Yeah.
Cause Corellia tells Finnmark. Oh no no no. Cause I told Corellia to support Oulu into Murmansk. That's what happened.
Mhm.
So I'm like, oh shit, Finnmark's gonna get in. You should take their center so that you don't like lose the center and you're still happy or whatever. Corellia's like, hey, Finland's trying to get me to fight you.
Uh-oh.
Um, and so my guess as to what happened is that Finnmark, Karelia, and Finland set up a text channel together and said, "Is Finland trying to get us to all fight each other? This is not good. This is we should kill them."
Uh-oh.
So, it doesn't happen this turn. The moves here are I attempt this support like I said I would, like a good friend. Finland doesn't help me like a bad friend. Also, they do this.
Yeah.
Also, Finnmark does this.
Ugh.
But they're still at war, so I'm thinking, oh, probably safe a little bit, sort of, maybe. Oh, they get in.
Let's go. What's happening with Prussia?
Prussia is taking Grodno.
Wow, Prussia. Yeah, Prussia is kind of dominating this central.
Yeah, it looks like Livonia and Prussia are friends, because
Yeah,
Livonia just moved out of Popeda.
yeah. So
Um,
I guess Livonia wasn't as scared of Prussia as I
yeah. Oh, taking another center from
Scotland.
Gotland. Oh,
Scotland gets
taking
a
another
hold.
center from Gotland.
Okay, so Gotland's only hold is in the Geats.
Yep. Jutland supports himself in a Skagerrak. This this hold is invalid. This should be red. Because Helgoland does get into Voss.
Yeah.
This support hold, this was the GM doing it. They decided they were gonna play as Hordaland and just do support holds.
Okay.
Um, oh, Frisia finally gets somewhere.
Frisia
Uh,
using their fleets.
oh, and they get into Hamburg.
Yep. So taking more of Saxony.
Um,
Saxony can't really go anywhere. Saxony keeps getting blocked.
yeah, yeah. I mean, this bounce I think has been happening the last couple turns.
Yeah. Only place Saxony could move towards is Prussia, but I assume there's an allyship happening.
Yeah, probably.
Because
Geats
it
protects
seems Prussia is more focused.
themselves. Alfheim attacks Sweden, which I'm super happy about. Um, Hålogaland continues to do absolutely nothing. But so you may have noticed that around me is a whole bunch of invalid orders,
Mm-hmm.
which means that actually almost nothing changes,
Oh,
except that now Finnmark, Karelia, and Finland all hate me,
yep.
which is not good.
Not good at all. Especially losing an ally like Karelia, who has a lot of land
Yeah,
and a lot of troops.
yeah, not good. Retreats happen. Doesn't really matter. Is this the clean? Oh, this was spring? Oh yeah, this is spring. Okay. Um, I got lost in where we were. um, yeah, this is what happens. I remember. So
Doesn't sound
I am
very excited.
still at this point trying really hard to get Hålogaland and Finnmark to fight. They just
Uh,
won't do it.
yeah.
I'm like, hey, Hålogaland, if I'll support you into Arjeplog and you can fight Finnmark for me, please. Hålogaland says, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
Um, Sweden's still on
Scotland.
three. Sweden's like back in the exact places they started with.
Yeah. Fuck you,
Um,
Sweden.
Livonia is happy. They're taking stuff.
Scotland's not.
Gotland is sad. I think Gotland just keeps this fleet after this turn. Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think there's anything much to talk about in this. I think we can just go to moves.
Yeah.
I think this is where I begin to fall.
It looks so.
Um,
Your hold fails.
Yeah, I get kicked out. But I moved into Scalefti, so I can't retreat. I have to force disband that unit.
Ugh.
Oh, and look, they finally moved themselves into Aryaplog. Right when I'm dying. Super useful. I could have helped you. Um,
Corelli's moving on your split half as well.
yeah, Finland cuts my own support, which, oh, maybe they're doing it to protect Sweden, but from what? What was I gonna do? I decided to give up on the attack because it hasn't been working.
Yeah.
Um,
Sweden's scared of you moving in though
yep,
with that hold.
yep, it's gonna do both of us quite poorly. Oh, Gotland dies.
Oh my Gotland, fuck you.
So Gotland is officially the first to die.
Thank God.
They renamed themselves to Lost Land.
Okay.
Um, oh, did you come back? What? They
Weird.
get into Sandus, but they are forced out of Lindal. I don't know. Stuff happened.
Something.
Frisia, ooh, takes
Oh,
Kiel
weird.
and gets into the German Bight.
I
Uh,
thought Saxony would be their main focus.
Hologen is forced to retreat, I think, to Vesterhavet.
Hmm.
Um, but Kiel does get into Hologen, so there's still fighting happening. Um, oh shit,
What?
stabbed.
Oh, Russia's going.
Um,
Oh, no allyship there, like I thought.
takes so okay, so that's an important thing. There probably was an allyship here,
Yeah.
but um, in the there's in the words of a player who goes by Ezio, you see dot, you take dot. So yes, probably allied in the past, but now too weak to defend themselves, and the dot is open. You see the dot, you take the dot.
That makes sense.
Which I'd like to point out, I could have helped other people do that in my alive state, but now I'm in my dead state, or I'm getting to
Yeah,
it. Who's
you
winning?
made a lot of enemies very quickly.
Alfheim is still winning, but I think they're about to be winning even more because they're getting into places. Oh, they take something from Yelland. C dot, take dot. Geets. Geets gets somewhere.
Let's go, Geets.
Oh, Geets gets two play. Geets!
Geets killed Gotland. Let's go. I fucking go.
uh,
Uh,
this is a self bounce, which was probably on purpose, like to stop
yeah.
uh this getting into Savo, but still keeping these units where they are, which is
Okay.
strange, I think. I mean, I probably, as Karelia, would have ordered Mieszkazurki, Mieszkazurski support Katya into Savo,
Hmm.
or Kainu support Mieszkazurski into Yoensu. Stuff that takes dots. I don't know what this is all about.
Probably part of that is theorized three-way text channel between
That's true. Maybe
Finland
they
and
pieced out.
Corelli. Yeah,
Maybe Karelia is going to fight Novgorod.
probably. Novgorod I've not paid much attention to.
Yeah, I haven't either. They didn't do anything this turn.
Okay. Well,
um, clean board. Clean board. I am sad.
Very much so.
I still have 4, but I'm still sad. Am I? Oh, there's Scotland on 0.
Yep.
Scotland,
Borderlands getting very close. What is
Borderlands on
happening in
1.
Borderland?
This.
Oh, right, it's a GM.
Yep. Saxony is on 1.
Poor Saxony.
So when we get to builds, this unit comes off the board. And I think this unit comes off the board. Um, and more people get to build things around me, which is super cool.
Yep.
So this was builds.
Let's
Yep,
go, Finmar.
that came off the board. Oh, this fleet stayed on, and the fleet in Holstein came off the board. Um. Oh, did that just happen? Okay, names are here now. Names are gone now. Um.
Russia seems to be chilling in the power plays at the moment, other than getting into part of Saxony with
Yeah.
Mecklenburg.
Yeah. No, I think Prussia's very happy with this position.
Yeah.
Probably afraid of Frisia, who's just continuing to walk east.
Yeah. Frisia's also moved north, which
Mm-hmm.
is a little strange.
I don't know, seeing dots and taking dots.
Fair enough.
Um. So at this point in like my actual life, I was going to be going on vacation in like a couple days.
Okay.
So I was like, hey, GM, I would like you to find a substitute for me. Um, and like the moment I said that, I was mentally checked out of this game.
Okay.
I I don't think I did a single other piece of press in the rest of this game.
All right.
Um,
Interesting.
I was just ordering support holding myself, hoping I didn't die, and it didn't work out.
Hmm.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Although
Making.
Elfheim is like, hey, remember when you said we should be friends? What if we did that now? Because you're gonna die. And I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. And then we didn't talk anymore.
Thank you. Thank you, all fine.
Um, yeah. So I tried to play
Corellia
them all against each
inching.
other. They all found out, and now I get fucked.
Yeah. Corellia inching their way towards you. Finnmark taking Lulea.
I think Sweden outlives me, which is so sad.
That's really weird. I thought it was going to be a poetic thing where the two enemies are destined to die together, but
Um,
fuck Gotland. Get out of here.
Lostland. Um, yeah, but actually, the rest of this game, once I come off the board, uh, you get some very impressive warfare from Finnmark.
Okay.
Um, and I have like I come off the board at the end of year 5, and this is year 3. um, and the game is on year 8 currently, like the end of year 8, and the game ends year 10.
Okay.
And Finnmark
So
is
this is still currently going on.
yes, yeah. The end of year 8 happened today.
So this is like a weeks long game.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. Each of these turns is an actual real life day of time.
Very, very similar to actual history.
Yeah. Yeah. All this happens in like weeks.
Wow. And
um.
I'm getting the short, sped up version.
Yes, and the Imperial Diplomacy game that I'm playing in September, like it starts in September, but it'll probably go into like November or
Yeah.
December. Each of those turns is 2 days long
Jesus.
because
Really giving you time to think it over.
this is 18 players. I'll show you the map for Imp Dip after this. Imp Dip is 25 players,
Wow.
and it's also a map of the entire world.
Oh my god.
So that's
I
fun.
imagine it's not segmented by it has to be segmented country by country, doesn't it?
Well, it's set in 1642.
Okay, so
Um,
bigger countries, but
yeah, yeah, lots of empire. But at this point,
interesting.
mentally, I had checked out, so I don't even know what these people were talking about. I stopped talking to them. They stopped talking to me.
You and Alpha
Um,
are friends now. Yay!
so here's me getting absolutely fucked on.
Holy shit! You've got
So
Omea, and that's it.
I support hold myself, but both of the supports get cut, so both the holds fail.
Wow. And then there's Omea.
Um, Sweden still holding Bolnas, sadly.
Unfortunate. But gets
Um,
fucked on from both Marisfad and Vastervik.
yep. Alfheim kills Hordaland.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Frisia gets back into Hall again.
Wow. Forced
Um,
retreat into Sindenmark.
ooh, Saxony's still alive.
Prussia. What happens with Prussia here?
Tried to walk into Holstein, got bounced, so this move also failed.
Ah, I see, I see.
Livonia attempted support Pomerania to South Baltic, but Pomerania did not do that order, so the support failed. Um, gets supported into Vitebsk because
Mm,
this support hold was cut,
interesting.
and so these two just bounce.
So Moravia is
Moravia
not
is not having a good time. Oh
not happy.
no,
Oh.
honey. Novgorod, you were doing so well. Karelia is
Unfortunate.
coming to kill me. Finland is, I don't know, doing whatever. Finnmark is killing me. Logoland is
Finland's there to
killing
have
me.
fun.
They're just at peace, as good friends always are. Never at war. Why would they even be at war? I was so silly for thinking they'd ever go to war. Um, I think that's most of the important stuff. I mean, oh, no, that order's wrong. That should be red.
Got bounced, I imagine.
Yep, it stays where it is.
Yeah.
I have to retreat. But I'm pretty sure I order. Oh no, I think I take both the forced retreats. Um, yeah, I take both the forced retreats. I still have 4 units because it's not fall yet, so technically this is still mine.
Interesting.
Um,
Not a lot you can do with that though.
no, not a huge amount. Um, People are having a good time. Uh, I'm
Wait,
dying.
interesting. Finland has moved into part of Gotland, Lossland.
Uh, where? What?
It's like taken part of where Gotland used to be.
Oh yeah, no, that was multiple turns ago.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Um, I think Finland. I hope Finland ends up being like the shape of Finland actually. Like all they need to do is take Oulu and these two and Suomussalmi. And maybe this one also? Although this might be like no, this is St. Petersburg.
Sweden has definitely not taken the shape of Sweden.
No. No.
In
And
fact, losing a
well,
lot of Sweden.
Hålogaland has the potential to become Norway,
Yeah.
but we will see. Uh-oh, they're not friends. Who could
And
have
you bounce
seen
them out of Ostabrina or whatever.
who could have seen this coming?
Oh boy. Who would have ever thought?
And I successfully bounce them
Ostabrina.
out of Ostrobothnia, but I fail this because the support gets cut.
Thank you, Finland.
So, oh, and I like, hey, I'll be your friend, I'll support you in, but they did different moves than what I thought. I wasn't talking to anyone anymore. So I didn't know what they were
Hmm.
doing.
What's
Um,
happening with Frisia at the moment?
Frisia is continuing to advance and having a great time.
Yep, Saxony is falling.
Saxony's falling. Jutland is like failing all of their guesses.
Prussia is doing some holding, a
Oh,
lot of
oh,
holding.
Saxony takes Zealand.
Oh my god! I didn't even see that. Saxony, let's go.
Geats takes Funen and gets
Geats
into
gonna go.
Samso.
Geats has lasted a lot longer than I thought.
Yeah, no, Geats. I think Geats is still alive at the point of like real life where we're at. Oh, they get back in. Oh,
Let's
but they get
go.
kicked out. um, self bounce here for some reason.
Probably just didn't know what to do with the troops.
Yeah. Yeah, most important thing though is that I am dying.
Yeah.
And we'll see that. Oh no, this is retreats. What?
Thank you, GM.
Nice. I think I order both disbands. Yep.
Wow,
So
that
so
is.
during a retreat phase, instead of taking the retreat, you can take a disband instead.
Mhm.
So this is the winter. This is the end of fall. I took both disbands. So even though I'm on one, winter hasn't happened yet. So I technically still have 2 units.
Yeah. Interesting that Alfheim didn't let you get into Bullnest, though.
No, it was I was trying to support them into Bolnas, but they just did it themselves.
Okay.
Um, these are the wrong color. These should be blue.
Oh, well.
Um, okay, builds. I lose Umea.
Oh, how?
I choose to disband Umea. I am just a fleet. And at this point, I come back out of hiding and talk to only Finnmark and say, okay, so no, I move into North Gulf first. Finland takes Ostrobothnia, which we all expected. Karelia is sad. Karelia gets nothing from this coalition against me.
Yeah.
Karelia loses things. Oh, and Novgorod is finally pushing these completely undefended centers.
Let's go, Novgorod.
So, oh, what in the world?
Russia trying to advance.
Prussia supports Livonia in. Novgorod supports whatever this power is called in. That support gets cut, but it doesn't matter. That all fails. That's. Uh oh. Saxony
Poor
loses their
Saxony.
army immediately. That support got cut, but
Goodbye,
it doesn't actually
Saxony.
matter. Uh,
Frisia doing some work out here.
yeah, no, Frisia gets into this. Um, oh, Alfheim supports themselves into Vesterhof, which is why this doesn't
Huh?
work. Oh, are these two friends? That's silly. Don't be friends. Oh, oh no, is this an NMR? This is no moves received. It's a lot of holds.
That is a lot of holds.
Uh-oh. What in the what? What is happening here?
So many failed supports.
They all ordered support hold, but the unit moved. I guess
Okay.
I guess this is like Estonia being like, Finland, I promise we're the best of friends. Look at me, I'm not even gonna
Finland doesn't
take your
care at
two
all.
open dots for some reason.
Sweden is falling though.
Yeah, Sweden stays alive on one dot.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the fall turn. Oh, I think maybe we die on the same turn. Okay, so here I talked to Finnmark. I'm actually gonna read out my message with Finnmark. Um, so I don't think you can see the screen anymore, but that's fine. I'll put this on the recording. Dear, O powerful Finnmark, I am but a poor merchant sailor, humbly requesting permission to dock at your fine port in Lulea. A torrential storm has weathered my ship and split my peoples apart. I fear that if I do not find safe docking for the night, I and my crew will not see the morrow. With your undying servitude, the last of Kvenland. And Finnmark says, Oh dear merchant, could you try asking Finland or Halogaland instead? But how would that help me? I can't get into any other supply center. So yeah, I'm dead here. Finnmark refuses to let me in. Which is so silly, because I would just sit there and just be a friend. They could keep me as a pet. um but no, I die here. Alfheim is who's winning? Alfheim still.
Wow.
Alfheim is
My
having
call,
Alfheim's having a great game.
my call, just based on the name that it was
Mm-hmm.
similar to Lord of the Rings, was not in vain.
Yeah, no, Alfheim does very well. Um, yeah, we'll do moves. Oh no, this is what the hell just happened? Okay, there's not a unit here. Now there's a unit here. I don't
It's
know
a
what
magic trick.
I don't know what happened. Is this clean? This is clean. Okay. So fall moves. I don't get let in,
Okay.
which means that I die. They self bounce, so they keep Ostrobothnia, and I am just dead. Oh, and Sweden is also just dead.
Let's
We
go.
do. Oh, oh, oh! It happened.
What happened?
So we've been seeing. You've seen up until this point all. You've seen 3 of the 4 possible move types in this game.
Mhm.
You've seen moves, you've seen holds, and you've seen supports. This is a convoy.
Okay.
This army successfully moves to Usima because this fleet carried it across.
Oh, interesting.
That is the 4th and final move type in diplomacy. That's all that can happen.
Wow.
Oh, there's another one. What the hell?
So,
So, East Gulf of Finland convoys Jogeva to Kumenlasko.
hmm.
Are there more convoys? Should I be looking for this?
Yeah,
No, I don't think so.
doesn't look like it.
Um,
Prussia is still doing Prussia things.
yeah, Prussia does this, I guess.
It seems like the two biggest threats, actually three. Well, no, I can't say that because
Oh,
Alfheim is winning, but it seems Finnmark, Prussia, and
Jutland is dead.
Frisia. Poor Jutland.
Jutland dies. Oh, wow, so 3 deaths this turn.
Yeah, Prussia, Finland, or sorry, not Finland. Prussia, Frisia, and Finnmark seem to be the most aggressive.
Yeah, I would. Oh, Alfheim's pretty aggressive.
Alfheim is aggressive, but I haven't been paying attention to Alfheim for.
Oh, they go to war.
Oh,
Hologoland stabs.
the hold
That's
fails.
wonderful. Well, not for Alfheim, but um
Well,
results, I guess. So at this point, oh wait. Oh no, because this is what is this? Oh, there were retreats? Oh yes, this had to retreat.
mm,
Um so here's the clean map. I have to disband my final unit. But Estonia grows.
good lord.
um and Karelia shrinks by quite a bit.
Yeah, should have kept the
Novgorod
allies.
also with the growing.
Yeah, that's actually some decent growth too.
Frisia. I mean, all these supply centers are pretty densely packed, but that's pretty solid growth.
I imagine Prussia and Novgorod will go to war at some point. They seem to be
Yeah,
the two fastest growing in that part of the map.
Saxony is alive in Zealand. Maybe Saxony will get kept as a pet. Um,
Maybe.
oh,
Maybe the Geats pulls a comeback.
yeah, so builds here. I'm dead. Uh, units came off the board, so the places got uncolored, which is silly. They shouldn't have gotten uncolored. Um, so who's dead? Hordaland is dead. I'm dead, even though that's wrong. I'm dead. Gotland is dead. Sweden is. This hasn't been updated in a while. Um,
Jutland's also dead.
Jutland is also dead. Yeah, this has been a while since that was updated, it looks like. So at this point, we're just gonna look at how the game progressed. Um, because I'm dead, so I no longer care.
Exactly.
Um, Finnmark continues taking Karelia's centers.
Oh
Um,
boy, if only somebody had offered to help.
yeah. Um, what is happening here?
Support into their own
It,
area?
no, I mean it all works, I think. It's just there's weird red arrows where there shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Um, they trade spots. Does Frisia do well? Of course Frisia does well. Frisia, ooh, that's a juicy spot to be in.
Yeah. They've cut off Brandenburg
Yeah,
by taking that.
this is interesting.
But Mecklenburg has been held.
Oh, is this pink to show that it didn't work, but red is too much like the red? That's nice.
It looks like it.
Um, is it, Saxony is so helpful. I think they've just been supporting this unit back and forth.
Thank you, Saxony, for keeping what was it? Saxony alive.
Yes. Saxony's been
Or
helping out
sorry,
Geats.
Geats, yeah, Geats has been keeping Saxony alive, or vice versa. Whatever.
Uh, Moravia continues to not be totally dead.
Yeah. But um
It'll be soon, probably.
yeah. What's the sort of maroon there? What was that one? Estonia?
This one,
Yeah.
Livonia.
Livonia. That's
Estonia
what it
is the
was.
big green one.
Right, right.
Has the score been updated this time? It has. So Alfheim is winning. Estonia is in second.
Hmm.
We are running out of players though.
Yeah.
People are dying. This is a forced retreat, but Corellia is pretty much dead.
Yep.
So there goes my only friend, who I tried to kill. Oh no, they get to retreat into a Geet center. And do they take it? Yeah, of course they do.
Let's go. Free
Um,
share my goat.
Now if I remember correctly,
Russia
this
actually doesn't hold as much as I thought, though.
one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9.
Frisia does. Prussia doesn't.
Oh, yes. Yeah, the Prussia centers or territories are just large.
Yeah. Still very aggressive plays, but not a
Um,
whole lot of reward.
oh, I think it was at this point too, or maybe a couple turns earlier. Um, so Finnmark had a very uh a, a a style of press that initially I was like, oh, this is fine, I guess. But once it was pointed out what was happening, I instantly like hated it. So Finnmark uh had a copy paste message they sent to every single power every single turn.
Okay.
Hi, comma. could I know your plans for this season slash year? Just curious.
And they did
Or,
that every time.
or, hi, could I know how this turn went for you? Just curious. Sent to every single person.
That's kind of devious.
Yeah, it is. Let me see if I can find. Um, someone made a GIF. Um, about it. How far up in this fucker do I have to scroll? Uh, there it is. Um, okay, I'll send you the GIF. There it is. And for everybody, here's the GIF right here. Basically, Finmark sent that to everybody. Nobody wanted to talk to them. Um, but yes, that was good fun. That style of press, actually, I don't know if Finmark's gonna watch this, is in the Imp Dip signups. You could choose a player that you didn't want to play with, and I chose Finmark exactly because of that press style. So sorry, Finmark, we won't be in a game together. But also, I cannot stand the way you talk to people in this game. So, sorry, not sorry. Get better press. But even with that shitty press, they do pretty well. They get into here finally. I've only been wanting this for the last 8 years. That's fine. Everything's fine. Frisia does stuff. Maybe people take things. There's
Hmm.
arrows. They move. Oh, they're still alive. I don't know how this keeps happening. How is Moravia allowed to live? I don't get it.
Oh no, but they're taking Loveland, so
Livonia takes their center back. What is happening? This is crazy.
nostalgic for year one.
They get convoyed back.
Okay,
Sorry, I just wanted that center. I'll leave now. But
that
then,
that
but then the bounce, so they still keep the center. That's that's so silly. Oh, and here is Corellia officially dead.
yep. Bye bye, Corellia.
Um, and Finland is in a great spot right now. So Finland's got complete control over this Gulf because no one else has fleets on it. Because all the other powers that came to where I was came there with armies.
Hmm.
So Finland actually now has what I wanted, which was uncontested access to this Gulf, and doesn't fucking use it. They just leave.
Thank you, Finland.
Um, so thank you, Finland. You were great.
But at least we didn't instead.
Yeah, no, I was friends with everybody, and I only got stabbed because I was friends with everybody, and I never lied.
Yep.
um, I'm always the best person to ally with because I'm always telling the truth. Uh, and it always goes well for my neighbors. See how well it went for my neighbors?
Exactly. Everyone wins.
I'm winning vicariously through them.
They pass on the torch.
Exactly. I'm basically all three of these players now.
Kvenland may be gone, but not within our hearts.
um. Oh, is this still spring? Oh no, this was retreat. Um, there it is. There goes Karelia.
Bye bye.
And Finland almost looks like Finland now.
Yay!
Alfheim's borders are interesting looking.
Do
Helgoland,
you
like,
think that Finland's play is just to look like Finland this game?
yeah, I mean, what's their SC count? 6? So they basically can't win, or it's very unlikely they win at this point.
Yeah.
Um, so absolutely, like, a side goal is totally, like, a valid thing.
Yeah.
Um, like, I mean, if Livonia, oh, what is happening here?
It
it's
just got Estonia boxed in.
it's landlocked. It can't go anywhere. That's awesome. If I remember correctly, that unit stays there, like, is still there right now. What year is this? Year 6? Okay. And Frisia is just going.
Dominating that area.
This is builds. This is
Frisia's
spring.
not far from taking the lead, but Finnmark has definitely claimed that spot from Alfheim.
Yeah. Oh, they built a fleet. I didn't see
Let's
that.
go.
They built the fleet. That's big. Um, it doesn't look like anything happened here. Uh, no, uh, no, nothing happened here. All these are red arrows. They all support hold because they're all too scared to do anything. Hey, Finland got Finland back. Oh no, Prussia. Why you all holds?
Prussia is a
Oh,
far cry from the dominating force it was.
Livonia also all holds.
Yeah. I think they really did ally there to get rid of Moravia, but now Moravia has
Moravia came
made kind
back.
of a comeback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this, like, Moravia was down to what, like 2 or 3? This
Yeah.
right here is why these players should not be giving up. I mean, I shouldn't have either, but that was like I assumed I would be going on vacation. I didn't want to play the game anymore. I didn't want to have like this happening in my head while I was on vacation. The vacation never
Yeah.
ended up happening, but if it had, I would have been very glad that I died.
Mhm.
Um. Oh, Frisia gets another center.
Let's go.
Uh, and
How is the
expands.
geek still alive of all
I don't know.
places?
Geese is convoying. Stuff is like happening for the Geats.
Let's go Geets. At
This
least it's not Gotland.
exactly. Um, forced retreat, forced disband, forced retreat. Alfheim gets their centers back.
Yippee!
Frisia continues killing everybody.
Wait,
Uh,
Moravia takes Königsberg.
oh yes, and Estonia takes the place named Gotland.
God fucking damn it. We need to nuke that place.
Moves here are lots and lots of holds because everybody's scared. Finnmark takes another center. Finnmark takes another center. Um, they're still at war. Nothing seems to be happening. Uh, this unit didn't even order anything.
Just still boxed in.
Um, Moravia is helping. I mean, Moravia and Frisia are like kind of working together on opposite sides of Prussia.
Yeah. Wait, but that's interesting. Why is Russia bounced out of Mas? Oh, because the support is cut. I see. Never mind.
Yep. Zealand still just support moving Keats units around.
Saxony being alive on that little island must mean that it's just a pet at
Hmm.
this point, like you said.
Yeah. This finally gets taken. I There's too many armies on this little piece of land.
It's
I don't understand it.
okay. They have a convoy.
Um, the retreats. Uh-oh, Finland. Everything else looks fine. Wait, where'd the unit go? Did they just disband?
Maybe.
Okay, that was builds. Here's more moves. What year is this? Year 8. So this is the most recent year.
Wow.
Finnmark
Moravia really with the comeback.
Finnmark continues dominating, as is their wont.
Yep.
Um, and Alfheim also coming from the south. Frisia just keeps on taking.
Yeah. Frisia's really going. And taking some centers too.
Yep, taking.
Weird play from lead Prussia though, moving out of leads.
Yeah, I mean they get into Lubuz, um, which I
But still,
guess
I feel like it would have been better to hold that center, if anything.
it could be. I don't know. I don't.
Moravia is moving pretty close into those areas.
That's true. I don't understand not going for Greater Pomerania here. I
I
don't
don't
know.
either. Maybe they assume there would be some protection from
Oh,
leads.
Livonia loses both of these.
No.
So Estonia is still trapped, but this time it's between two Moravian units. Um,
Not a lot of plays from Estonia either.
Finland is growing. Finland is kicking Estonia out of Gotland with Geats. I don't know how Geats is doing so well. I don't get it. Retreats. Fall moves. So uh this is the most recent turn that's happened.
Wow. Yeah, Moravia takes almost all of Prussia.
Yeah.
I think Prussia's not dead, surprisingly, but
Yeah, because Prussia supported themselves into Pomerania
yeah,
and cut the support from Mecklenburg.
very close to being dead though.
Zealand trying desperately to do anything. Um, Fails again to do anything.
Poor Estonia.
Um, Finland gets into here. So
Novgorod growing very big actually.
Finland is going to be doing some war with Estonia.
Yeah.
Denmark gets
Denmark?
into here and into here. Alfheim takes this. I think Halogaland's down to just this center.
Yeah. Let's take a look at some scores here. I want to see what's happening in scores.
Denmark on 13, Frisia on 11, Alfheim on 10.
Wow. Where's Novgorod's at 8, but
Novgorod and
they're
Moravia and Finland, and it's lots on 8. And
yeah, they're all at
it's all
steady growth.
here.
But Frisia was a surprising dominating force that we caught very early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like, after this recording, I'll also show you like the map of the vanilla game, just like what the game actually is.
Yeah.
Finnmark and Frisia are both very similar to the power in the actual game Turkey.
Mm-hmm.
They're both like corner powers, so they have defense in that there is no board behind them.
Yeah.
They can only get attacked from one direction, and so only have to defend in one direction.
That makes sense.
Whereas powers in here that die very fast have to defend and attack in all directions.
Yeah.
Unless they can make friends effectively, which some of us are not very good at. but that's okay.
That's okay.
Retreats happen,
Estonia,
and this is the current state of the board. So this
interesting.
is fall clean, so there's about to be builds. Um, or fall clean? Okay, so
I'm
this
noticing of
these should all be color changed by now, but they aren't. That's okay.
I haven't pointed it out till now, but there's a very phallic shape happening between Alfheim, Finnmark, and what is it called? Oh,
Oh,
Hol-
Hologaland?
Hologon. Hologoland, yes.
Yeah.
Very phallic shape happening there.
Yeah. That's
That's funny. That's like a
haha.
joke.
Yeah.
I
You ever heard of a joke?
think so.
Um,
But this is very interesting. Moravia is taking a lot of here.
yeah, Moravia back from the brink of death
Yeah,
into one of the contenders for victory.
yeah.
Took a piece of
Very
Estonia,
interesting.
took two pieces of Livonia, took two pieces of Prussia.
Estonia lost all of its fast growth that it got.
Yeah, and is trapped.
Yeah, that's so sad.
This is. I'm actually. I mean, I hope Finnmark doesn't win because they killed me. Um,
I'm I'm kind of rooting for Frisia here
yeah,
or
I want
Alpha.
Frisia to take all of Denmark.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
very interesting game.
Yeah, I really enjoyed being a part of it, even though I sucked and died. But it's not my fault. It's the board was unbalanced and I had a bad starting position. It's not my fault.
I was friends with everybody. I didn't hold.
Yeah, I only lied that one time, guys.
Yeah, this is fun though.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how this all turns out.
Um yeah, and I don't know if anybody else is planning on doing one of these after action reports. I hope someone does. I won't post this video until the game is over though, so that I can put the winner into the description.
Yeah,
Um but yeah, I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on the game.
yeah,
It only took 2 hours and 15 minutes. Oops.
and to think the actual game took even longer.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 hours and 13 minutes is like how long I spent thinking each phase.
And now you have to edit.
No, this is all going up in one clip.
Oh, okay, okay.
uh yeah, no, after action reports get long.
Yeah,
The after action report for uh an MDIP game from the previous time they ran games. That after action report I believe was 8 hours long. And I've watched all of it
interesting.
twice.
Oh my god.
Um, but yeah, these get long. It's expected that this type of video is long.
Yeah. So this could never be like an in-person game. Is this mostly mitigated to online?
Um, so Diplomacy, the board game, happens in person all the time. There's like professional, or not professional, but like competitive tournaments, world championships, stuff like that. But
Huh. How long does that usually
the
take?
vanilla game is just 7 players,
Ah, I
so
see.
it's much easier to get 7 people in a room together.
So how long does that usually take? Like 2 hours
The
per game?
the longest world championship game was 4 years long. That one was online though.
That makes sense.
Um, but they actually didn't hold world championships during the 4 years because the previous world championship hadn't finished yet. Um, which is very silly.
That is really silly.
Um, but yeah, there's in person and online tournaments and stuff. I think playing it on like tabletop simulator is also pretty common.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that makes sense.
it's a good game. I
Yeah,
enjoy it.
yeah. It seems fun.
Yeah. Recording people. Bye bye.